Hi, Eric Lanaske here in Las Vegas at Wearable Tech Expo. Joining me today is Carrie McMaster. Carrie is from Performance Lab. Carrie, great to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. It's been very interesting. Very interesting.
So you sat on a couple of panels the last couple of days, focusing a lot on technology, tracking, and data, and what you can do with it. Why are these topics so hot right now?
Well, I think everyone's thinking about the fact that there have been so many devices that end up in the top drawer, and why is it happening? And I think a lot of the discussion that's been here for the last couple of days has been about how do we resolve that, and how do we really start to understand what the consumer is actually looking for when they buy these devices. And I think when we really boil it down, they're looking for something more than something to wear on their wrist or around their neck. They have an expectation that it will solve a problem, and often those problems will be with the fitness trackers, for example, will be I want to lose weight, I want to get fit, could be all range of things, I want to run 5K. So I think we're having to migrate now from the device itself and the data. What does the data actually mean? How can that become more meaningful for the consumer? How do they get to their goal? How do they actually take the right steps at the right time to achieve what they're looking for, which is why they've bought it in the first place?
So effectively what you're saying is the software behind the hardware is much more important than the physical device itself.
Well, I think it's actually a combination of both. I think it's really important that we don't lose sight of the fact that different products are delivering to different segments of the market, and what's within those devices, maybe even what they look like, can play a big part in what is the right device for that particular person. But I still do think that until we actually get to the idea that we are looking to solve a problem, people wear a watch because it tells them the time. We need to know what the time is. It solves a problem. I think until we start diving deep enough to understand what is the consumer looking for when they purchase X device or Y device, and how do we provide software that actually moves them closer to that goal. I think when we get that combination right, we're going to be in a different stratosphere of how long people are going to wear them, why they're purchasing them in the first place, and what they're looking for in that purchase process.
You talked about the watch and being able to simply tell the time. That's another function that a lot of fitness trackers, certainly the initial run of them, didn't include. Is it important to have multifunction devices?
Well, I think if you listen to the debates that we've heard while we've been here, I think everyone's generally agreed that multi-purpose devices ultimately are going to solve multiple problems for people, and therefore they will ultimately win. I think, on the other hand, though, there are still possibly in this early stage, in this very young world of wearables, there may be device-specific devices that really hold on to that niche and just stay true to what they are and just are what they are. I think also what's likely to happen over a relatively short amount of time is that there is going to be increasing pressure for the data to be real. So as medical devices start emerging in market and we get very, very reliable data, there will be an expectation that that gets pushed down to consumer level, and no longer will consumers be happy to accept something that's kind of right but not quite right. I think that will push expectations higher. We'll be expecting more solid kind of information from the devices we wear.
And one last question. What is Performance Lab doing to understand and then meet these expectations and that consumers are looking for?
So it's actually very precisely why we exist. We are all about understanding why the consumption is happening in the first place, and then understanding very implicitly what are the things that a consumer might need to know at what time. So it has to be delivered to the consumer in a way that is reliable and trustworthy and timely. So we're translating the data, and we tend to focus on exercise. Exercise is our thing. So we translate the data, we take multiple parameters, we contextualize that information, classify the information, and then deliver in real time the thing that that person needs to hear to move them towards that goal. Remember the goal when they buy it: I want to lose weight, I want to get fit. What is it that we need to tell them that helps them move towards that goal? So that's what Performance Lab does.
Excellent. Carrie, once again, thank you so much for being here with us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Eric. It's been fun.